Hey you guys, it's Haley and I'm about to get ready for date night. So I thought I would just bring you guys along as I get ready. So first thing I'm gonna do is a little skin prep, and I'm gonna use the Rhode peptide glazing fluid as per usual. Get that skin nice and glowy and dewy before I do my makeup. And then next I'm going to use the Rhode Barrier Restore Cream. And just add a little bit in the places where I get a little bit extra dry as the weather's starting to cool down a little bit, so that it's like under my eyes, a little in the T-zone. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is a little bit of concealer. Tonight I'm kind of feeling definitely more natural, chill on the skin, so I'm going to just use concealer, and I'm going to use the Milk Future Fluid Concealer, and I'm using the shade 11C. So I'm just going to put it in the areas where I feel like I need it, under my eyes, around the nose. I'm going to start there, and I like to blend with my fingers. I just feel like, for me personally, blending with the fingers gives a little bit more of like a natural skin finish. This concealer is super beautiful and creamy and gives just that right balance of coverage without feeling like too much, and it also really feels like it's buildable, so in the areas where I feel like maybe you need more, you're able to build it up in those places. So I'm going to do a little bit right here. So I have a couple little dark marks that I want to cover, and yes, they are from picking. I'm going to do that little trick, just putting it here, here, and then for right here I will use a blender. Something about that, it just does a little something. I feel like I say that every time I do this. And I'm going to add a teeny bit on my chin. So I'm also going to go in with a little bit darker of a color of the Future Fluid Concealer, and this one is 13W, and I'm just going to mix the two because my face is always much more pale than my body. That's because, you know, I keep my face out of the sun for the most part. So I have three really good colors of this concealer that even combining them helps me to get a really perfect even match on my skin. This is the Westman Atelier Lit Up Highlight Stick. That's what I'm going to use to kind of just bronze up the face a little bit. I like to just go on the cheeks, over the nose, around the hairline, chin, neck, all those spots. Sometimes I just put it onto a brush, I kind of wipe some of it off, and then I go in just to warm up my face. Make sure it's all blended. Nobody wants to look not blended. Okay, next I'm gonna go into my cheeks. And I just got sent this Simi Haze Solar Tint Blush Duo. I'm really into this color blush and like lip for fall. So I'm gonna try this one because it's super pretty. I don't think I could like do without creamy blush for the rest of my life. I just love the way it sits on the skin. And I also like products like this where I feel like not only does it work on the cheeks, but it works, you know, even putting a little on the eyelids, which I think is super nice. I'm really into just doing like monochromatic looks right now, like the same thing on the cheek, on the lid, on the lip. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so that's the lip, the cheek, the eye. Now I'm gonna just brush up my brows. This is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I feel like I've said this before, I'm not big on like doing my brows. I usually just brush them up with product. This is the Marc Jacobs Spotlight Glow Stick. I have used this highlighter stick for years and I'm obsessed with it. Just put it on the high points, put it on the bridge of my nose. tip of my nose. And then I also like to go over my highlight with the peptide glazing fluid, or you can do it with a beauty blender, and tap it in the same spots, just to give like a really natural skin-like dewy finish. It's one of my favorite Rhode hacks. But I also say with that, putting the peptide glazing fluid on, I always like to do it very gently, because I feel like if you really press it into the skin too much, it's going to take off the product that you already put on before. So like, let's say you did your blush, if you press it in too hard, it's going to lift some of the product off. So ever so gently. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes. I usually just curl my lashes and then I leave it, but I'm gonna do some mascara tonight because it's date night. I'm using the Milk Kush mascara. I love this one. It has like a super fluffy brush. The last thing I always like to do with my makeup is I do add a little bit of powder in the places where I feel like it needs to like be sealed in. So I'm just gonna do a little in here, underneath my eyes, just to really seal in that concealer. And then there's just one more little spot that I feel like I need to get again with some concealer. Tap that in. And then try to seal it in with a little bit of powder. Sometimes when I have little marks or blemishes, I feel like I need to go in like 2 or 3 times with the concealer and then take a beauty blender and like really seal in the concealer with powder. Lush. But my last and final step is I'm just gonna add some salted caramel peptide lip treatment. Lips are feeling a little bit dry. So this is the final quick and easy date night look. I love that it's so like fresh and glowy and dewy. This is it. That's the final look. Super minimal, easy, chill. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.